So, Mr. Dickinson, I had a question on the homework you assigned last night.
Oh, yeah, please feel free to ask.
One of the questions was, like, what is God terms and devil terms? I wasn't listening. So,
Well, God terms and devil terms are examples in rhetoric, and they talk about words with positive and negative connotations. God
Right.
terms having positive connotations, devil terms having negative connotations.
connotations meaning.
Meaning negative meanings. God terms tend to incorporate are words and phrases that tend to incorporate positive thoughts and ideas and emotions, whereas devil terms are basically like a spitting mirror of basically God terms. They incorporate negative emotions and ideas. For example, God term can be a word such as freedom. When you hear freedom, you get a sense of freeness, you get a sense of individuality, stuff like that, things that make you feel unique. Devil terms are kind of, for example, communist, un-American, hate, things like that, words like that that are meant to incorporate hate or uncertainty within a phrase.
Well, let me write that down real quick. Okay. So, like, playing off that, like, how are they used in rhetoric? Like, I have a hard time connecting the two.
Well,
That's fine.
within rhetoric, basically rhetoric is it focuses a lot on persuasion and arguments. When we're constructing a well-devised argument or conversation, it is important to understand the rules and regulations in trying to persuade or manipulate an audience per se. So, for an example, understanding how to effectively use God terms and God terms and devil terms can help benefit you in building an argument. For example, if you were running for president, I would use more positive terms to try to influence my audience into believing or siding with my opinion.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well then, I don't know why. I'm more of a visual. Like, how does that apply to me? But, like, can you give me an example of, like, how I use it or where I could see it in every day? Like, an example of it. For
an example, maybe not so much. Well, maybe in today you can see it in the media, but if we go back in time, we can see how back in the day, around the 1800s, how they used to use propaganda, especially during World War II. They used propaganda to try to portray foreign countries as the enemy.
Right.
They would use words such as communists, dictatorships. Words such like that that incorporate people to feel a negative way towards them. This would be an example of people forming enemy ships. There are a lot of ways you can form an enemy ship this way, because if you use if you use words in a way to try to manipulate your audience into thinking a certain type of way, they can then will learn to hate. One of the steps in creating an enemy ship is first naming the enemy. Then you would deny all communication towards the enemy. Then third most, you would probably, you were known to either explode if any crisis were to involve with the enemy. For example, when Pearl Harbor happened, everybody, it was a dramatic event, but everybody once came together and they really formed together. But it was for more of a positive feel for that. But yeah.
So for like, I understand what happened in the past, but for some reason that's hard for me to comprehend. Can you, like, you telling me one word you can say on like a commercial and it can make me act a certain way?
Yes. Well, it not necessarily make you act a certain way. I mean, granted, if the degree was to be taken that seriously, then yes. I mean, there have been behavioral changes, but normally devil terms and God terms are words that make you feel a certain thought. For example, recent events such as ISIS. The word ISIS would incorporate negative meaning and ideas with the situation happening, especially with the situation happening in France and stuff like that. So words like that and phrases like that will naturally draw negative tension, unwanted tension, and uncertainty amongst a conversation or argument. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. That was all I had.
Yeah, man.
Well, I appreciate it.
Nah, man.
Thank
Anytime,
you, sir.
man. All right.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day.